With rideshare apps on our phones, getting around has never been easier, but it's been rough on cabs.
Yeah, after years of dominance, the taxi industry probably needed a wake-up call, but now they're playing catch-up. So how are they doing?
Jimmy Rhodes is comparing taxis and rideshares, and that's our featured story at the top of the list.
We all know about using Uber and Lyft. Well, today we're getting the inside scoop from behind the wheel.
I've been driving for Uber and Lyft for 3 years.
Jay Cradeur is a senior contributor to the Rideshare Guy blog and podcast. Now it's story time. Once upon a time, when dinosaurs roamed the earth and talked on mobile phones that looked like they could call in an airstrike, there was no Uber or Lyft, and people rode around in something called taxis. Turns out taxis are still around, and Jay decided to try it for a couple of weeks.
What's it like to drive a taxi?
So Jay tried it, and we're bringing you his insights into cabs versus rideshare. Let's start with the bottom line, the cost for riders. In general, rideshare's cheaper.
Uber and Lyft, they don't have to turn a profit, so it's a very kind of an unlevel playing field.
That said, rideshare pricing is dynamic. It changes by city, by time of day, whether or not there's a surge. So in markets with lots of cabs, prices can even out.
I've talked to people who've been in my car who say in New York, the taxis and the Uber are virtually the same.
The other reason a lot of people prefer rideshare is that the apps make it easy to hail a ride. Well, now there are apps for taxis, like Curb or Flywheel.
So it works just like Uber and Lyft.
You hail a ride the same way, and then
someone who has the Flywheel app has already input their credit card information. The ride is paid for through the app. Virtually, it's the same.
Okay, so apps are leveling out the convenience factor, but the prices are higher for cabs, and often they have minimum fares. But do you get anything for that extra cost? Actually, yeah. For instance, cab companies have more rigorous requirements for drivers.
To become an Uber driver, you just basically need a pulse and you haven't killed somebody, you know?
Note to Uber lawyers, he's kidding.
You got to have a clean driving record and have a clean background check, and it takes about a day.
Not bad, but to drive a taxi,
I had to go online, I had to do some studying, I had to pass a test, I had to get my fingerprints scanned, I had to get a thorough background check, and I even had to go and get a drug test.
So you might feel safer with a more thoroughly vetted driver. Professionalism's a factor too.
Over half the people who start driving for Uber and Lyft are gone within 6 months. So there's tremendous amount of churn. With the taxi, you know, those guys are like long term. That is a career.
The bottom line, you might have a better experience in a cab, but Uber and Lyft are cheaper for now.
At some point, there's going to be a reckoning. Uber and Lyft are going to have to start making money.
Hailing the right kind of ride is at the top of the list.